Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Angela and this is Devon Threadtails. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be doing my 1 week Me-Made August. It's actually Friday the 1st of August, so I'm going to be doing it from the 1st through for the first week. So I haven't done one of these videos for, it feels like, absolutely ages. The last one I did was actually over my holiday, where I just recorded a little bit and shared with you my holiday wardrobe and the different things that I was wearing. And that was through June. So I haven't done one through July at all. If you would like to see the holiday one that I've done, I'll put a link in up here for you to watch that. It's obviously quite a bit of a longer one because it's over a longer period of time. I may have even at this stage broken it up into 2 different videos, not sure, as I haven't released it whilst I'm recording this, but it will be out by the time you see this. Anyway, I digress. So I haven't done one for a while, and I thought today would be a really nice day to start for August. First of all, because it is the 1st, it is August, and also we are going out for a beautiful walk today, and I know that some of you really like to see some of the countryside from where I live, and I thought I would share that with you. So this morning I have been up, a bit of a lazy morning, and my daughters and one of their boyfriends is over. They've made waffles and we had lots of fruit and honeys and syrups and things like that and yogurts, and that was absolutely delicious. So we've sat and had a really nice breakfast together, which is lovely. We've all got changed and we're now off for this walk. We're going to a place on Dartmoor that we call Crazy Well Pool. I don't know if it's actually got a different name, but locally, or it's like its colloquial name, I don't know, but that's what we call it. It has lots of folklore about it, about ghosts and all sorts of things. It's quite funny, but thankfully we're going there in the day so it won't be scary, and I'm hoping that we might even get a bit of a swim. And if we do, I'm going to take my new Megan Nielsen Cottesloe swimsuit with me, and I will share that with you as well if I do wear that. For the moment, I've got on something that's just easy breezy. I've got on my Tammy Handmade Naya tee that I've made in this viscose jersey that I had left over from making something else. I do look a bit odd. I think what I've got on looks a bit strange, but it's just going to be really comfortable for walking. I'll be putting on my trainers. I've just got some running shorts on, which probably looks a bit strange with this t-shirt, but it's easy, it's comfortable. I'm just on Dartmoor. I don't think the ponies and the sheep are going to care what I'm wearing. My family certainly don't care. But I really want to keep this area here protected. I haven't burnt it or anything like that, but I do feel like this sort of gets caught in the sun the most, and I don't like those lines that keep appearing as I'm getting older. What is that all about? So yes, I'm keeping this protected because although it's not a boiling hot day today, it is clear skies and it's warmish, so I just want to keep it a bit protected. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you there, and I'm going to share with you a little bit of what we get up to today and the area that we're visiting. So see you in a bit. Bye. We're all out on our walk. It's a little chillier than we thought, isn't it, Joe? We've parked up at Bettine. We're walking towards somewhere called Norsworthy Bridge, and then we're going to make the ascent up to Crazy Well Pool. We've got a nice picnic with us. The girls and one of their boyfriends are back there. They have a pack of cards with them which has got all of the different information about mushrooms, and they keep stopping every 2 minutes to work out what kind of mushroom it is that they've discovered. It's quite funny. It's like we've taken our little children out on a walk again, isn't it? But you enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Anyway, right, I'll come back again when we're actually at Crazy Well. probably hear it's quite windy. I don't think any of us are brave enough to go swimming, it's a bit too cold, but we're all absolutely starving, so we're gonna set up our picnic and we're gonna sit and have that and then walk back. So I hope you've enjoyed coming with us today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Hiya, so it is Saturday the 2nd of August today. I hope you enjoyed the walk that I went on yesterday and all of the footage of Dartmoor. It's really a beautiful place. It was such a shame that it wasn't as nice a day as we thought it was going to be. Typically today is beautiful and nobody can go on the walk today, so there we go. So today my youngest daughter, who is home at the moment, she has gone to work, and my husband went out. He really wanted to go on a motorbike ride this morning, go somewhere, you know, a bit coastal and go for a picnic, go for a breakfast, and my other daughter said, oh, I'll go with you, Dad. So that left me with the house completely on my own. So my husband said to me very strictly, no housework, just chill. I think he thinks I've been quite stressed this week, and to some extent I have. I don't know, it's a lot sometimes having everybody in the house and lots of noise and everything. So he said, no housework, no doing anything that you have to do, just chill out and do whatever you want. He said, if you want to have a nice soak in the bath, or you want to do some sewing or something like that, just do that, but no housework. I'll help you with it when I get home. So I was like, that. All right then. So this morning I have spent the morning, well, I suppose this is a bit of tidying, but I have spent the morning tidying up my sewing room because I had been doing a bit of sewing, but it was all a little bit kind of left everywhere. So I've tidied it up a little bit, and hopefully this afternoon he's going to help me put a few pegboards and things on the wall, because I really want to show you around my sewing room, but haven't had a chance to do it yet because it's not completely finished. So I've tidied everything up in here so that he can get that done. I've also pinned all the darts and the ties and all that kind of thing on my kilo wrap dress, and I'm going to start sewing that. So I thought I would just quickly share with you before I get more into that what I'm wearing today. This is a bit of a not sure how I feel about it, so I'll stand back and show you. This is actually a Tilly and the Buttons Bettine dress, which is meant to be in a woven fabric, but I have made it in a jersey. Now I've made it in this very thin stripy fabric. I have actually got a tie for this that goes around the middle as well, which doesn't come with the dress. I just added it because I thought it added a bit of interest to the dress. I can't remember if I've changed the shape of the skirt. I can't remember if the skirt does actually do this in the pattern, sort of comes in or not. Now I made this is one of the first patterns I ever made in a woven fabric, and I was a lot smaller when I made it, and I'd cut the pattern out. And so when I was making the jersey, I thought, oh, I'll just make it the same size, because it's in a jersey fabric, it won't matter. And to some extent, I think it doesn't matter around the top, because it does, you know, it doesn't look overly tight, it just looks like it's fitting me. And I think possibly when I made this version, I was still smaller again, and I think the elastic in it is a little bit tight. And I've had this in my cupboard for quite some time. I did used to wear it, but I've had it in my cupboard for some time thinking, oh, I don't know if I really want to wear it. And today, because I'm doing my 1 week me made, this is why these videos are so helpful to me. Whether you enjoy them or not, I really enjoy doing them because it makes me pull things out of my cupboard that I don't normally wear. It's made me sort of analyse the dress, and two things have come from it. First of all, I think that I am going to get rid of this dress. I'm going to put it on my Vinted account, and I'm just going to sell it because it's just a bit too tight. I actually quite like it, and the idea of possibly making it again would be great, but this just doesn't feel comfortable, and I feel a bit funny in it. I'll wear it for the rest of the day, and then I'll obviously wash it and like I say, put it on Vinted. But it's great because I've now made a decision about this dress. I like the shape of the neck and all that kind of thing, so it is definitely something I will make again. Oh, actually, I think I changed this neckline as well. I think Bettine comes down a bit more scooped, so I definitely did change it. It's a long time since I've made it. The other thing that it's made me think is when I was choosing what I wanted to wear this morning, I just wanted an easy jersey dress, and I used to wear a lot of my Tilly and the Buttons Cocoa dresses, but they just are a bit too short now, and so it has made me think, right, I just need to make myself some really nice, simple, basic jersey dresses that I can wear in the summer that aren't too, because it's not overly hot today, but it's quite warm, so I don't want something too thick and I don't want something too thin. Yeah, I just want to be just right. The Goldilocks of dresses. So yeah, so it has made me think about what I want to make and what I want to wear, and it's made me realise I need to get rid of this. So it's been a good thing to put this on. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with the sewing. I'm not going to share too much more today because I know yesterday's clip was quite long. Obviously, you've got the rest of the week to go. So I love you and leave you there, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Hello. So it is actually now Tuesday, the 5th of August. I have skipped Sunday and Monday, and I do apologise. There is a reason behind that. First of all, on Sunday, my daughter, my youngest daughter, was very, very poorly. And it turns out that even when your children are in their 20s, they still need their mummy. So I was kind of looking after her for the majority of the day, and I just slipped on some really old gear and was just sort of pandering to her needs, shall we say. And it put me all out for the whole of the weekend. Well, not the whole of the weekend, but it put me all out for what I was meant to be doing on Sunday. So I kind of caught up with myself on Monday. So apologies, I have skipped a couple of days. And now I'm coming to you on a day where I feel like I'm wearing something and it's a little bit somber and a little bit sad. So unfortunately, my neighbour who lives right across the road from me passed away a couple of weeks ago. Absolutely lovely, lovely lady, and it was her funeral today. So I got up this morning and I actually had a PT session, a gym session, which I went to, came home, got showered and changed, quickly saw my dad very quickly, and then went to the funeral. And I decided to wear my sew over it, and I think it's called Estelle dress. If it's not, I'll put the correct name across here. It's a jersey dress which has just a really lovely simple neckline, this sort of boat neck, which I really like. And I've decided actually I'd like to make a t-shirt or a t-shirty dress with this sort of shaped neck, so I think it's lovely. And I've made that in this black jersey. I can't remember where I bought it from. I've actually had it made a couple of years. I really like it. It has this very odd shaped sort of piece that's here, and then a tie which is sewn into the side seam, and you just tie it up. And I have to say, I mean, obviously you can tell me if you think it's any different. It's very difficult to see in black. Hopefully I can show you a bit closer. I actually think it's a really flattering shape, and I think it's flattering on quite a lot of body shapes as well. I've just got it at knee length. Quite like the idea of making this in a more summery fabric with some little short sleeves. I think it would make a cute little summer t-shirt sort of style dress, same length, same detail here, but just with some short sleeves. I think that would be quite nice. So I had that on this morning, and I had that on with a pair of nude heels, and I went to the funeral service and the wake afterwards, and it was a very beautiful service, I have to say. The family had some lovely stories to tell all about the lady, so that was really nice to hear that. Obviously a very sad situation, but it was nice because all of the neighbours in the street all got together. I was then meant to be meeting a friend of mine at Saltram, going for a walk with her, and I thought I'd given myself enough time to whiz home, get changed, and then go back out for a walk and have some lunch and go back out for a walk with my friend. But unfortunately, the service and the wake all went on a lot longer than I was anticipating. So I had to come home because we were going to go for this walk. But instead of getting changed, I just literally chucked my high heels off and put on a pair of pumps and went out with this on. So I've kind of, this has looked a bit strange, going out for a little walk with this on, with some trainers on, but I was going to be so late. In fact, I was late already for my friend. So yes, that's what I've done today, and that's what I've had on. I really like this dress. I think it looks very elegant. It's a really nice dress to wear for an occasion like today. I think it was, you know, very nice, very formal, but not over the top. But I like the fact that I could potentially make this in a summery fabric and it would look very, very different, which I think would be a nice thing to do. Because actually I've worn this dress to a couple of funerals now, so I kind of associate it with going to funerals, which is a bit sad. So I am going to go and cook myself some tea because it's now about 7:20. My friend's just gone and she came back here for a cup of coffee. So we're just going to make some tea, have an evening meal, and then I'm popping over to my friends to watch the Sewing Bee later. If I get changed, I will be getting changed. If I get changed into something me made, I will share with you what I'm wearing, but otherwise I will come back tomorrow. Anyway, quick one from me today. I'll speak to you later. Goodbye. Hiya, so it's Wednesday today and I have spent the majority of the day doing housework, just really having a really good sweep through the house and making sure everything's clean, tidy, pulled furniture out, etc, etc. Very boring. But I have Amy's boyfriend coming to stay with us tomorrow, so you know it's like when you've got guests coming, you just want the place to look really nice and clean and tidy. So I've done that, and I've done that in my scruffs for most of the day. I have got washed and dressed, and I'm going to pop down to the post office to send off some bits and pieces and get a few bits for our evening meal, and then I'm going out for a lovely walk with a friend this evening. And I have changed into my very first, this is like my toile version of the Zadie jumpsuit by Paper Theory Patterns, and it's made in a very cheap chambray that I bought from Hobbycraft. It's really inexpensive. The fabric itself has faded from the colour it was when I originally bought it, and it just looks like washed out denim, but it's incredibly soft. And even though it's a little bit, maybe you would call it scruffy, I'm not quite sure, but I quite like it. I don't wear it very often, but I was going out for this walk this evening and I thought, actually I think this would be nice and cool and lightweight and comfortable to wear. So yeah, so that's why I chose putting this on. So this is a garment that I don't put out very often, but not for any particular reason. I've put it on, I still like it, it's definitely a keeper. So I'll stand back and show you what it looks like. So this is the only version that I've ever made that is 3/4 length. All of my other versions are full length, and I do prefer a full length version if I'm absolutely honest, but this is quite nice as a bit of a change. So it's a wrap over, crossover, wraps around the back, it's woven fabric, yeah, and I really like it. So yeah, really enjoying wearing it. So I'm going to turn it around a little bit just so I can sit down. Yeah, sorry, very tired from all the housework. So like I say, I'm going to pop down to the shops. While I was going through a few bits and pieces this morning and putting some things away, my daughter was looking at some of the things that she had that she didn't want anymore, and we were talking about styles that do and don't suit you. And one of the things that she said was, you know, I don't really like wearing a shirt. I think it looks a bit too formal, and I don't like it. And I feel, or she says she feels butch in it. She couldn't look further from being butch if she tried, but anyway. But it made me sort of think about shirts and things, and I do quite enjoy wearing a blouse, but actually I'm not a shirt lover unless I am at work, and I don't really work anymore, and certainly not in an office type environment. So I was thinking, oh no, I don't really think I like that. And I've realised I do actually quite like a V-neck without any kind of collar on it, and a crossover or wrap over. I do quite like that sort of style. So, you know, again, just sort of talking about and exploring things and being mindful about future makes, and making sure that I make things that I know are going to suit me. Anyway, that was a little bit of insight from today. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you there. I'll come back tomorrow. I'm having a very self-indulgent day tomorrow. I am having my hair done. My hair is going so great. I know you can't see it because it's underneath, but my gosh, it's going so great. And I'm just not quite ready yet to let go. So I'm getting it dyed tomorrow. Anyway, I'll speak to you then. Bye. Hiya. So it is Thursday evening. I've had my hair done, so I don't have any grey hair anymore. Yay, I'm really pleased about that. I had a very restless night last night, so I'm wearing my glasses today because my eyes are a bit tired and sore, so I couldn't put my contact lenses in. John's had a very full-on day at work, so we've just had a nice big spaghetti bolognese with the girls and one of their boyfriends that's coming to stay with us. And John and I have decided to go and stretch our legs and go for a bit of a walk, which is quite nice. Not quite sure where we're going. We're either just going to do a loop, or we might even walk to the nearest, there's a Costa sort of a mile or two away, isn't there? We might walk there. We'll see how, see where our legs take us, see how lazy we are or aren't feeling. So anyway, today I have had on a Silene tee. I'm not going to show you because you have seen it from me before. It's a Glasshouse Patterns t-shirt pattern, but it's not in production anymore. The Glasshouse Patterns is no longer, so it's just a basic white t-shirt, but I've got that on with jeans, and I've got on my Sew Over It Sorrento jacket, which was my practice run of making it to see if I liked it and it fitted and if I was capable of making it. And I made it in this really cheap needle cord, which is quite pretty. Oh, I think I need to iron that pocket down. It's really like quite pretty fabric. Didn't think I'd really keep wearing it or wear it that much, but it's actually quite nice, and I don't want to do double denim, so I've got denim jeans on, but I've got this on, and it kind of works quite well. And it is a really nice jacket, and I think if I made another Sorrento jacket, you know, if I made another jacket, I would make the Sorrento again. It fits really nicely, so this is a winner for sure. So I'm going to leave you there, and I'll be back tomorrow. Bye. Hiya, so it's Friday today and it's a bit warmer today. Yay, so pleased. So yesterday I had actually intended to wear this dress, but obviously it was a bit chillier and rainy, which is why I put on the other dress. I put on the jeans and t-shirt and wore my jacket when I was out. And I did enjoy wearing that yesterday, but I was very glad when I woke up this morning. It was a little bit sunnier, not gloriously sunshine. I mean, it doesn't feel like fully fledged summer, that's for sure. But today it is a bit warmer, so I've put this dress on, and this is the McCall's M7116. So I'll stand back and show you what that looks like. So it's just above knee length. I think it's bias cut. Yes, it's definitely bias cut. Really lovely little pattern. I'll put a picture of the pattern up on the screen. Oh gosh, because there are 2 or 3 different sort of top options. You can have this ruche sort of style, but with little straps, or you can have it as a crossover top, that kind of thing. This is the only one I've ever made, but when I did share this originally on a makes video a long time ago, probably a couple of years ago now, somebody did say, oh, I've actually made the other versions of it and it's really lovely. So it is something that I would like to make, just, you know, have hundreds of patterns and no time to make them all. So I have been doing a bit of clearing up this morning. My daughter and I are going to go out to do a little bit of shopping, just, you know, out and about for a bit. What have I been doing? I've been unpicking a shirt of John's. So I do make John lots of shirts. He really likes what I make, and I've actually got a sew along for the shirt that I normally make, which is a McCall's pattern. I'll put the link in up here if you'd like to see it. But he has this Marks and Spencer shirt. Well, that's just the sleeve. He has this Marks and Spencer shirt that he really likes, but it's got thin, and actually he was wearing it the other day and some of the fabric ripped and it's beyond repair. And he said, oh, do you want it to be able to take the buttons off so you can reuse the buttons? Oh yeah, that's great. And then I was like, actually, if you like it that much, I think I'm going to try and take a pattern off it. So it's, whether it actually comes to fruition or not, I don't know, but I'm going to take it apart and see whether or not I can actually make a pattern from it. So yeah, and keep my fingers crossed that I can. We'll see. So that's one thing that I have been doing. So it's in bits. I still need lots, you know, I've got to like properly unpick the collar and things like that, and the sleeve isn't fully unpicked yet. So I've got to do that. I've also got a t-shirt here of Ellen's that she loves. It's a ready-to-wear t-shirt, and she would like me to take a pattern off of this. It's so little, but she would like me to take a pattern off of this and make her one in some of the fabric that I've got here. So I am going to have an attempt at cloning that, and I did wonder whether or not, if you fancied it, would you like me to do a sort of sew with me, sew along of how I clone her t-shirt? And if you would like that, then let me know in the comments below and I will do that. And if you don't, that's fine, and I won't. While I've been tidying up and I've been sort of sorting out what I've been doing and unpicking that, Ellen has actually been sat here at my sewing desk because it's a nice bright light sort of area. She's been doing some painting, so no, it's not sewing related, but I thought I would share with you what she's done. We have recently decorated our bedroom, and I thought it'd be really nice to have some artwork above my bed. It's very sort of green kind of colour, and I love what she does. So I asked her if she would do some painting and I would frame it and I'd put it up there. So she had actually worked on this a little while ago. I don't think I've shared this with you before. So this is one of the things that she has painted, which I thought was absolutely beautiful. She did that a little while ago, and then she's been doing this one this morning, which I don't know, I don't think that's finished yet, but isn't that gorgeous? Really, really lovely. And this is actually my favourite one. I just think that is absolutely stunning. So I'm thinking 3 pictures in a really nice sort of light wood type frame across the top of my bed. I think that would look really lovely. Anyway, I thought I would just share that with you. I know it's not sewing, but I thought you'd appreciate her artisticness. Anyway, I'm gonna love you and leave you there, and I'll be back for the final day of my 1 week Me Made August tomorrow. Hello, so it is the last day of my 1 week Me Made August, and it is Saturday the 9th of August today, and I think I've done 7 days. I've actually lost count because I know I had a couple of days where I actually went adrift and wasn't able to record for one reason or another. Anyway, it's around a week, so I hope that's okay. So it is nearly, oh no, it's just gone 6 o'clock, and I have been in work all day. I have been teaching ladies how to sew a zipped and piped cushion, which has been really lovely. Always love it when I go and teach and see all the different tastes and styles of fabric that people bring in. And we had some very different ones. We had a really sort of furry or slightly furry fabric, which was in a dark leopard print with a bright pink piping all the way around it, and it looked absolutely fantastic. And then we had another lady on the other end of the scale who had Laura Ashley fabric, really nice sort of stripes with matching grey trim and everything, and looked equally as wonderful. And they both looked really professional and really lovely, but so very, very different. So I love that. I love it when that sort of thing happens. So after I was working, because it was only a short class a day, it was only until 2 p.m, I then drove up to Plymouth Hoe and waited for my daughter and her boyfriend to join me. And they came and we had a little wander around the Barbican and the Hoe, and then my husband and my other daughter joined us, and we went for, well, I went for an ice cream and 2 of my daughters went for ice creams. The men went for chips and a cider, which is fine. So that was really nice that we went and did that. It's always quite funny going to Plymouth Hoe. There was a few people wandering around in pirate outfits, and I'm always like, what's going on? It's quite funny. So today I actually had the opportunity to try on a pair of the new Tilly and the Button Winnie trousers, and I keep seeing them popping up and really questioning whether or not it's a style that I would like or not. And when I went to teach today, they actually had a sample pair made up, and I thought, oh, I'm going to try them on, and I'm still so on the fence about them. I'm not really sure, really not really sure if they are my style or not, but I always think it's good to be able to do that sort of thing and try it. Anyway, I'll share with you what I've got on today. So today I have on my Sew Over It Leah dress. Now, I have been quite positive about this in the past, I think. But I'm going to be really honest, because I'm coming to you today at the end of the day after having worn it all day. So I'll stand back and show you what it looks like. So it's a really nice, simple button-down dress. It's got, I want to say it's like a quarter circle skirt, I'm not quite sure, but it's quite sort of full. It has blown up a few times. It's got side seam pockets, which I think is a new feature because they sort of re-released the pattern a little while ago. It's V-neck with no kind of collar or anything, and then buttons, and I've done these covered buttons. Now I've made mine in it's a type of cotton. It's not a cotton lawn, but it's something very similar to that. So it's not as lightweight as viscose, which is normally the sort of thing I like to wear. I put this on today because I knew I was going to be going to the Hoe and it was really nice weather, and I wanted to make sure that I wore something that was going to keep my shoulders covered from the sun and that would be fairly cool and breathable, which absolutely it was. Now, I don't know whether or not I have just made the wrong size. Can you see? I definitely have some lines going across here, which is not, you know, right. So it could be that it's slightly too small, although I don't think it's that small. But I don't like the fact that this sort of sits open. I'm always really, really conscious about it, and I'd prefer it if it was just sort of together and then maybe I had a side zip. So I do think that this is the sort of dress style in terms of the V-neck, sort of coming in a little bit sort of floaty, that suits me. But for whatever reason, I have just not actually felt that comfortable in this all day today. And either I need to remake it in another fabric and I sew the front down, I put a side zip in down the side, or this just isn't the right dress for me. I'm not really quite sure. I am going to wear it a couple of more times because I want to really definitely decide whether it's for me or not. And it's actually quite a different colour for me, although I think I like the colouring and everything. But I'm not sure about this one. I think this might be one that I might put on my Vinted account. I'm not quite sure. Let me know what you think, what your ideas. Do you think it is definitely too small? I won't be offended if you say it's too small, that's absolutely fine. Is it too small? Have I not quite got it right? It hasn't felt in any way uncomfortable across the back or the shoulders or anything like that. Is it just the fact that this needs sewing down and then that would make all the difference and have a side seam zip? Don't know. Let me know. Ideas on a postcard, is that what they say? So I am going to actually go and get changed. I'm going to put something a little bit lighter and a bit more comfortable on. And say I've just felt a little bit uncomfortable in this. And my husband is putting together a barbecue as we speak. So and my daughter's preparing a nice potato salad and putting some other bits and pieces together. And we're going to enjoy a little bit of a later evening meal out in the garden while it's still lovely and warm. So I hope that you have enjoyed joining me for my 1 week Me Made August. It's been really nice sharing it with you, and hopefully I will see you on my channel again soon. You take care for now. Bye.